can call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Ode Osbourne takes on Alibi Idiris this Saturday at UFC Fight Night Houston, Texas, and I'm torn on this fight. You know, Ode Osbourne, I feel like he's got a lot of potential. I feel like he can compete with a lot of high-level guys. He's been very 50-50 in his UFC career so far, 1-4 in his last 5 fights, coming in off of a loss to Steve Urseg back in August, a fight that he took on short notice, which doesn't bode well for his cardio. He's always kind of not had the best cardio, but almost got Steve Urseg out of there in the first round with a check right hook, I think it was. Second round I give to Urseg, so 1-1 going into the third, and he just couldn't defend the takedowns anymore in round 3 to lose that decision. But the fight with Luis Garule got taken down round 1. Round 2 is defending the takedowns and sparked him out. So if he can defend the takedowns and keep it on the feet, he has a really good chance of winning his fights, just because he is very fast, usually the faster guy in his fights, very powerful, southpaw striker, fast kicks as well. Has a pretty sizable reach advantage the majority of the time, really good counter ability, has kind of a slick right hook counter that he got against Steve Urseg as he was stepping into the pocket, and decent wrestling on paper as well. He was a 3-time state wrestling qualifier, and then he wrestled in Carroll University in Wisconsin for about a year, so can mix in his takedowns as well. Only has like 66% takedown defense, jiu-jitsu purple belt, but that's where he struggled the majority of his career. In the Ronaldo Rodriguez fight, was getting out grappled. Jafil Filio got him down, choked him out. Asu Amabayev got him down, choked him out. He has been chinned as well, been KO'd twice, sub 4 times, so he can be finished, but he's also had some decent performance sprinkled in there. Charles Johnson wins. Luis Garule was a good win. Had some really good moments in the Ronaldo Rodriguez fight, the Steve Urseg fight, thinking that he's about to get these guys KO'd and get them out of there. So the key to getting Ode Osbourne out of there, to beating him, is to get him to the ground. And I feel like over the last couple fights, he has shown some decent ability to defend takedowns, like the Luis Garule fight. Started to defend him, got the KO, was defending him initially against Steve Urseg, like I said, but then started to gas. But his cardio is a concern. And going up against somebody like Alibi Idiris, who's just relentless with his pace, he's very well-rounded, very dynamic striker, a lot of weapons, good footwork, good movement, mixes in his takedowns with his striking very well, just kind of blends everything together, comes from a Pancration Sambo background, good takedown entries, can push a high pace. He's gone like 25 minutes a few times on the regional scene against, no slouches, against decent competition. But he had the performance against Joseph Morales going into that fight as a huge favorite, -500. And just didn't look like the Alibi Idiris we saw on the show and that we see on the regional scene. Morales was having a lot of success with the striking, the body shots, the left hook. His pressure had Idiris uncomfortable to where he was just kind of spamming spinning attacks at times, because you could tell that he just kind of didn't really know what to do. And Joseph was winning with the forward pressure, the pace. His feints were working really well. He had really good boxing. And had good work in the clinch too. Elbows, knees, was able to get Idiris down like 2 times. Had some really good jiu-jitsu transitions, ended up having like a Kimura to back take to end the round 1, and then got the triangle choke from guard in round 2. So wasn't the greatest look for Alibi Idiris, but again, I feel like Joseph Morales is very underrated. He's high level, so I think that Alibi Idiris, I like his ability to fight wherever, to be able to compete wherever the fight goes, and I feel like he's got a really good skill set, and he's got a motor on him. He can put the pace on guys, and I feel like that's where Ode Osbourne struggles. And I feel like if Alibi Idiris, if he can feint his takedowns, feint his strikes to kind of open up and have Ode Osbourne show his cards with his counters, I think that he'll have success with his striking. I think that it will help him to open up with his grappling as well. And I feel like if he can stay safe for the first round, when Ode Osbourne is the most dangerous, the most explosive, maybe play it safe a little bit round 1 and then take over round 2, round 3. And look to get him to the ground, land some ground and pound, and find the submission. So I'm going to go with Alibi Idiris in this one. I am concerned because he was kind of getting the short end of the stick with the striking with Joseph Morales, and I feel like Ode Osbourne, he's just super dangerous on the feet, and he's going to have a decent reach advantage in this one. Alibi Idiris 5'6", 68-inch reach. Ode Osbourne 5'7", 73-inch reach. So he's going to have a 5-inch reach advantage. But Ode Osbourne, I know he's had flashes of brilliance, I would say, over the last few fights. But in those fights, he's losing because he's not finishing, he's gassing out, and he's eventually succumbing to the grappling and the pace of his opponents. Ronaldo Rodriguez was essentially knocked out cold in the first round. Ref didn't step in. He got stuck in a triangle, survived, and was able to take over with the grappling. Got stuck in a deep guillotine later in the fight and was able to survive that. And this is Ronaldo Rodriguez, who's, you know, a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. He was able to kind of survive the onslaught from Ode Osbourne and take over in the grappling. And I've just seen too many times where Ode Osbourne, if he's not getting the KO, he's succumbing to some type of submission or just somebody dominating him or controlling him with the grappling to get a decision win. Steve Urseg was able to get the takedowns. Jafel Filio got takedown immediately, got the choke. Asu Almabayev got 2 takedowns. That's all he needed to get the rear naked choke round 2. And Alibi Idiris is dangerous on the feet too. He's got several KOs. And again, like I said, Ode Osbourne, he's been knocked out a couple times. Manel Kopp got him with a knee. Tyson Nam got it with a counter right hand. So I just feel like Ode Osbourne, there's too big of glaring holes in his game, which is his cardio and his grappling ability, which you would think he'd be a little bit better at considering his background in wrestling, but just don't see it when rubber meets the road in his fights. Lost like several times by choke, like I said, 4 times I think, submitted, KO'd twice. Doesn't have a lot of momentum going into this one. You could say the same for Alibi Idiris. How's he going to respond? How's he going to bounce back from his first professional loss? But he's very good. He trains with a lot of good guys. Asu Almabayev comes from a good camp. He's 31, in his prime. Ode Osbourne, not a lot of momentum. I could see him sparking Alibi Idiris. I could see him having success in round 1 when he's fresh and he's still got, you know, his cardio, his explosivity. I could see him defending takedowns and catching Alibi Idiris, but I just can't get past his inability to defend takedowns and get back up to his feet. Seems like sometimes he gets taken down and he's just stuck there for the rest of the round. And I feel like Alibi Idiris, he can stay safe, eventually find his pathway to the takedowns to slow down Ode Osbourne to where he's not as explosive on the feet. And as the fight progresses, as his gas tank deteriorates, he doesn't open up as much, he doesn't commit to his strikes as much for fear of the of gassing out. So I'm gonna go with Alibi Idiris. I think that he can take over as the fight progresses and get like a ground and pound TKO or a submission, you know, into round 2, round 3. Thanks.